You're on the Unpopular Opinion Show with the Cajun conservative, Johnny Caruso. Welcome to the show.
It's Wednesday, September something. Morning coffee. Like to start out every day talking about let's look within. Our hearts will never fail us. We'll always have a shiny heart inside. We'll always be perfect inside. You're not always going to pass the mirror and see what you like. You're not always going to look outside and see the car in the driveway that you like. You're not always going to look in the bank account and see the amount of money you like. Sure, I'm not saying throw those aspirations away. We should be working every day to better ourselves so that those that we love, we can empower them and give them the best resources, the best love. Now let's stop right there. This word resources, what does it boil down to? Well, when I know I have everything that my daughter could possibly need and want, then I know I'm giving her all the love that she deserves. You know? How many of y'all been broke? Your daughter just wants a Big Mac. She just wants that $5 toy at the dollar store. And you look around, you don't have 2 cents to put together to give to her. You know? So, yes, having the resources isn't just about, making sure that they have things at their disposal so they can learn. But if they're not in the right environment, all the resources in the world is not going to matter, because there's nothing stronger than the personality of a human being. So at the end of the day, you give her all the resources so it can reflect back positive energy on you, and your love will come out even more. I say it all the time. I got a board right there. There's 4 core pillars. Get your mind right, get rowdy girl right. That's my daughter. Enjoy your needed hobbies. We'll talk about those in a minute. And then get your grind and get your hustle. But notice I don't have get my hustle or make sure my daughter's right first. I have get my mind right first, because I want her to get the best of me. And I don't want to be having headaches that I did not resolve or dissolve. I don't want to be having issues that I did not dissolve or resolve, and they're lingering and they're on my mind while I'm trying to deal with her, while I'm trying to grind. It's a distraction. I want to have all of that, the deck cleared, at least for that day, the best I can, so that I can really tackle the issues of giving her all that I got. That is all of my love and affection. Now, look, every day is a grind, but it's time for us to speak in affirmation. Today, I'm gonna go do some Lyft driving. I'm gonna make $100. It's slow right now where I'm at in Florida, and I happen to be a realtor. I run a pressure washing and window cleaning company. Got time on my hands to make videos. That's just what it is. That's just what I'm gonna do. But I'm here to tell you that we gotta speak positive stuff with our tongue, and even if we gotta put it out there to somebody to say, hey, look, they're gonna ask me about this, I gotta give them an update. We gotta put pressure on ourselves. Tell you one thing I noticed when I was in this rut these past 2 months when things were slow. There was times where I didn't want to do the Uber thing. My back was killing me driving, and I would just come home and lay down. And then they had that little thing that said, oh yeah, you're failing, just accept it. And then I started having a headache for 2 weeks. Well, really, 2 days. And then there was a thing in my mind was like, I don't care. Well, what's your pillar say? Get your mind right. That's number one. That means I had to get this thought out of my head and put some positivity in there. So I worked out that day and I reset. I went out and made some money driving. I found a connection to do some work, some yard work, some pressure washing. And I just feel good about life again. And that little mindset that says, oh, lay back and be comfortable with basically giving up. I've never been a quitter, ever. I'm the kind of person, it is morning coffee. We could take a break too. I've always been the kind of person, because of where I come from, being broke and poor, and kind of started out slow with the weed gang, smoking weed with them. We never had money, we never had girls, we never had nothing. As long as we had our little weed. And once I got out of that and went offshore, off the coast of Louisiana, where I'm from, and started working over there, I realized that I never ever wanted to go back and be that stagnant and slow and repetitiveness and a repetitive laziness, if you will, or a cycle of excuses, or being victim of being broke. Not gonna be a victim of being broke. Gonna do something about it. And one thing I realized, I started really quickly to overshoot everything I do. Like, if I was gonna save $5, I saved 10. If I was gonna love somebody a little bit, I loved them a little bit more. Like, I made everything I did it a little extra. And you know why? It's because when I had days that I was down, I still had a little extra in the tank. Because I was already doing extra, so when I couldn't do enough that day, it was as if I was really just doing what I needed to do, because I was so used to doing more than what I needed to do, that on days when it got rough, I still was able to at least manage to do what I had to do. And that's what happened the other day. I got off my ass, shook the dust off, and I still was able to pick myself up and do the minimum of what I gotta do. People get this concept, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Look, man, that means you in the mud, put your boots on. It ain't time for furry bunny slippers when you stuck in the mud and trying to live a lavish lifestyle of being broke. There's nothing cute about being broke. There's nothing cute about, my daughter doesn't have what the next person doesn't have. There's nothing cute about, there ain't nothing cute about being broke. And thinking you got enough money to barely pay rent at the end of the month. What? So come on, look. Cheers to us. Morning coffee. Today's Wednesday. We're gonna do it together, baby. Hump day. Let's get over the hump. See y'all next time.
That was the show. Thank you for tuning in. If you agree or disagree, feel free to leave your comments in the comments section. This was the Unpopular Opinion Show. Go ahead and subscribe now if you haven't done so already. And I am the Cajun Conservative.